press. I'm actually tempted to just press every statement before I choose the clashes. I just think it's more fun, and you get more dialogue. Assuming it don't fuck me over, which let's hope it doesn't. I know who the other clash is though, it's Juror 6 and 3. Or Juror 3 and 6. Yeah, I just want to press. I want more dialogue. What are you doing? That's dangerous. Please, put it away. Shh. What about that dangerous sword hanging from your waists? Or your waist. No, this sword is more like, well, a soul. Well, either way, I hate rich people. Everyone of their lot would gladly stab a bricklayer in the back. No, that can't be right. Are you questioning me? At the very least, that tiny old man is a cruel salary lender, isn't he? Well, that may be true, but... Wait, Naruhodo. You can't admit to that. Lender? Huh. He rips money out of the hands of us poor people. Just that much is enough to give him the death penalty. Oh dear. Now that I think about it, there was another juror making claims about the defendant's so-called crimes. If you've noticed something, Naruhodo, then make it certain to look it over. After reveal the contradictions within the juror's words. I may not bother actually pressing every statement, because it doesn't seem like they have anything that interesting to say. Not particularly. So yeah, I think when it comes to the closing arguments, unless pressing is something that's required, I'm not gonna bother. Right, you clash with her. I can't believe he stabbed the man who was already on the floor. There we go. Oh god, he almost dropped that on his knee. These two statements are in complete contradiction. What in blazes? Defense, the court demands an explanation. But I was only knitting Grandpa's sweater, dearie. What does that even mean? The hell's a contradiction? I saw the defendant stab the victim. That is how the witnesses from earlier testified. By the way, Juror 3. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? In what way would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? You're trying to test me. Like this, to the guy sitting next to him. That prudish bank clerk said so. Indeed, Mr. Fairplay testified to that effect, but then again, Beppo testified to the fact he was on the floor, didn't he? Now then, Juror 6. What is it, sweetie? How exactly did the defendant stab the victim? Oh dear me. From what I heard, it was like this. Into the fallen bricklayer. That's what the driver said. There we go. Hold still, just like that. Please, look well upon the way you both are positioned. He stabbed the victim sitting next to him. He stabbed the victim who was already on the floor. Oh. No, I see now. The ways the crime was carried out are entirely different. What? Unbelievable. How could this... This means that the witnesses from earlier may not have been honest in their testimonies. Why would they lie? That's what they do. That I do not yet know. However, if the trial ends here, the truth will forever be lost to the darkness. Would you all truly be content with that, highly esteemed jurors? Yeah! I don't want that to happen. So now it's even. Oh yeah. The great scales. What in the blazes? God, look at what we're doing. Hold it. Oh. Wait. You two, don't listen to him. This black-clad attorney... Yes, he's using some Eastern black magic. Yeah, it's called charm. That Eastern black magic would actually be pretty useful right now. Oh, black clothes. Huh? Oh, what is it? What's so wrong about those two seeing different things? What? Consider this. First, the moneylender stabbed the victim next to him. Exactly like this thug here. And then the moneylender stabbed again when he fell to the floor. just like this granny is doing. If you think of it that way, doesn't everything line up? Who are you calling a thug? I'll cut you. It's kind of a thuggish thing to say. I'll cut you too for calling me a granny. The jury has gone into an uproar. Just have to prove them wrong then, won't we? I can't help but feel that something wasn't right about the foreman's words just now. Did the witnesses really see two different moments of the crime? Nope, it's not possible. He was stabbed once. The autopsy report claims so. My apologies, Foreman. What? You black devil? Jeez. What you've said is undeniably impossible. How? How can you say that so confidently? Evidence! I was just trying to lead everyone down the right path as the jury's foreman. Evidence. Yes, that's it. Do you have evidence? We say the witnesses saw different moments of the crime. If that's impossible, show your proof. Alright. You asked for it, you're not gonna like it. All I can do is shove it in his face. Get ready for some decisive evidence. Understood. What? I'll show you the evidence. I was joking. It was impossible for the witnesses to see two different moments of the crime because... Boom. Only one injury wound. Cause of death was internal bleeding. Bloop. Bloody hell. There's an autopsy report in these documents right here. According to this file, the victim was stabbed... only once. What? Only once? Yep. Do you understand now? If the victim was only stabbed once, there should be no discrepancy in what the witnesses saw. He didn't even... Oh. Guess I lost this round. Oh! I'm winning! Oh, the trials are so cool like this. It's so good. Unbelievable. I did it! 4 people have voted not guilty. We did it, Naruhodo. We've won. A small victory. Ah. Honestly, I know I've said it before, but this is very quickly becoming my favourite game from the Ace Attorney series. Absolutely. Which is kind of bad because the second one's not been fan-translated yet. Ah, it sucks. But no, there's just so much in this that's really well done. Like the, God, what's it called? The thing Sherlock does. Yeah, those things. I can't remember what they're called though. It's a great... whatever. What do you think you're doing? Quiet, old man. I won't stand for any stupid lies. But we were meant to deliver a verdict as one. I told you I put stock in it. I want to know who's lying through their teeth. So if they ever come knocking at my shop, I can shave their head with this slick knife. Ew. So I guess Knifey is a barber then. Guess so. Deduction. And that's a very weird thing to just randomly spurt out, but yes, one of Sherlock's great deductions. The deductions I really enjoy, and how the courts are laid out with the jurors and everything. Oh, it makes it for a really cool experience. In light of this sudden and unbelievable situation, the vote of the jurors has changed as a result of the closing argument. 2 vote guilty and 4 not guilty. Therefore, the court acknowledges the misalignment of the verdict and orders you all to resume the trial. Yeah! Now then, defense, prosecution, witnesses, return to your proper places. From this point forth, the court expects further deliberation on the truth of this case. Honestly, it's only been an hour and 40 minutes. Oh. Oh, right, okay, never mind. I was gonna end the session. I guess it might not do it to be continued. Now, Prosecutor Van Zeeks, please proceed to the testimony at once. I could actually end it here anyway. Should I? No, so I'm thinking I could maybe go through The, I would say the rest of the trial next session, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, sod it, we'll keep going. So, please proceed to the testimony at once. No, of course. He needs a nice old drink of his grape juice. Okay. Did he just want to smell it? It was my desire to enjoy the sweet fragrance of this holy grail in these halls of justice. But you have sullied that. How impudent of me to shatter it without even taking a sip. I plead for your forgiveness. Okay. Prosecutor Van Zieks. What exactly... what is with this extremely cold aura? The prosecution has remained silent throughout the closing argument. We have lent our ears as a token of respect to the ancient code of law, as foolish as it is. But it would appear I have vastly overestimated the intelligence of the jurors. Wow! Bit harsh to say. I suppose it matters not. The more obvious a truth, the harder it is to convey its validity. That is why our court arranged this meeting, to have the chance to explain the case at length. And now, it's time to draw the curtains on the next door. Goddamn, look at him. I request that the witnesses take the stand once again. Ah, that sucks. I was just looking at the newest bundle, and sadly I own like 90% of the games on it. Ah well, witnesses. I presume you have all heard the closing argument just now? Yes. But of course. Oh, I heard it, sir. Witness, as I recall, you are the coachman. Beppo, correct? Yes. Why is he so cold? If during the testimony earlier you purposely kept quiet about a fifth passenger at the scene, you will be shot. You will find yourself with a criminal charge. Do you take that into consideration? Aw, poor guy. Court now orders the witnesses to provide a second testimony. Namely, testimony regarding the numerous doubts that arose from the closing argument. Let's do it. Numerous doubts. There were 4 passengers that night, truly, but it's just, at that time, as a passenger, I was told, the coach fee was 5 pence, you see. On top of being scammed, I was forced to see something so horrifying, it's too much to bear. Mr. McGundle stabbed the victim. What I saw is the unshakable truth. I do believe that you stabbed him, yes. Alright, thanks Beppo for your wise words. So what exactly does this mean? The 5th passenger that our Japanese attorney prattles on about never existed. The root of it all is the mischief of that coachman there. Beppo. Yes, boss. You're fired. The fee that the Coachman's Guild all agreed on was supposed to be 4 pence. And you pocketed an extra penny? Oh, and you pocketed that extra penny, didn't you? Yeah, he did. Well, it was cold. It was the last dispatch. There weren't many customers either. Not very proper coachman conduct, it seems. Beppo. I am sorry. Beppo, you prat. Thanks to you, our credibility has taken a beating. But sir, just the week before, I had to pay 10 pence to ride the omnibus. Bollocks. 5 pence times 4 passengers, that makes 20 pence. Oh, you're good at math, I see. I've calculated it 10 times over, but the result refuses to change. Yeah, it's not... Well, yes, it won't. It appears that one of the doubts has been clarified. In any case, attorney, the court hereby orders you to begin your cross-examination. Again. Do it again. The closing argument served no function other than prolonging this trial. And? I pray that you do your utmost to entertain us. I mean, I'll try. Of course. Alright, numerous doubts. There were 4 passengers that night, surely it's just, you know. Alright. There were 4 passengers, but the fare you collected was not 4 pence. Is that correct? It's not like the last trip on a cold midwinter's night is going to make any money anyway. It's far too cold. My horse and I were halfway to drop in where we stood. That, sounds pretty rough. Indeed. I should be congratulating myself. Bang up job, Pepper, I would say. I'm sure those feelings were what made me charge that extra penny. Don't act like you were forced to do it. If there really was a 5th person aboard the omnibus that night, then there should have been a chance that he or she was the real killer. Alright, Van Zeeks is just being nice and quiet. The way I like it. At that time, as a passenger, I was told the coach fee was 5 pence, you see. Incidentally, you collected 5 pence from everyone on board, correct? I paid 5 pence. Naturally, I paid 5 pence as well. I received 5 pence from everyone. Good grief. It would seem that this contradiction of yours was not a contradiction at all. And with that, your supposed phantom killer has vanished into thin air as well. He never even showed up at the first place. True. On top of being scammed, I was forced to see something so horrifying it's too much to bear. I'm just gonna keep pressing. Why not? When you say horrifying, you must mean the murder, right? Yes, precisely. I can't imagine that anyone will want to see another person getting stabbed. Well, to be honest, I didn't actually, well, see the moment it happened, per se. Is that so? There was another who did indeed witness the incident, the banker. So Mr. Ladyfirst didn't actually see the moment the victim was stabbed. I wonder if there's a particular reason why he didn't. I heard the sound of the banker gasping, and I looked down at the skylight, but by then all I saw was the knife stabbed in the victim's chest, and of course, I saw the blood. Ever since then, whenever I'm having a meal and see a table knife, I can't help but shriek. Oh my. Mr. McGundle stabbed the victim. What I saw is the unshakable truth. God, Jesus, Beppo's having... you know, like a seizure. Sheesh. He's so cold. The defendant stabbed the victim in the seat next to him, correct? Absolutely. Haven't you been listening to me? This has been bothering me for a little while now. For a second, just before answering, he seemed to hesitate unnaturally. What's more, weren't there only 2 people sitting inside the omnibus? At present, we found nothing that indicates that there were any other passengers. In that case, what's stopping you from handing down your verdict right now? I've got a bad feeling about Mr. Fairplay's testimony. What could it really mean? He's lying. I do believe that he stabbed him, yes. Okay. Just now you testified that you witnessed the moment the victim was stabbed. Yes. If I recall, the victim was lying on the floor and stabbed with an underhand grip. Perhaps. Perhaps I misunderstood. What are you saying now? If I recall correctly, at the time, while driving my omnibus, I heard a scream ring out from the rooftop seats. Ah, that was probably me. So when I turned to look, yes, that's when I saw it from the skylight. The victim was on the floor and he had a knife sticking out of his chest. The one holding the knife was that local celebrity over there, yes sir. You mean to say that you didn't see the moment the defendant stabbed the victim? Up until now, I was convinced that I saw it happen, but... Well, now that I really think about it, it would be far too convenient if I'd actually seen the very moment it happened. Fucking hell, that scared me. Oh my god, that scared me so much. Holy shit. Right, question. God, that's... Oh, I did not like that. I don't know why that made me jump so much, but it did. Oh boy, caught me off guard. Whew. If I may, Mr. Fair Player. I can see through you all. Right now, I bet you're all thinking that you did it. Yeah, probably. It'd be far too convenient for him to have actually seen the very moment it happened. Aren't you? Well, yeah. Well, be that as it may. Mr. Fairplay's getting pretty worked up, for some reason. Depending on my answer, I might be able to squeeze some new information out of him. He just happened to catch a glimpse of the crime as it was committed. Is that plausible? Not really. You'd look down, you'd notice it after it had happened, but not as it was happening. Because from an outside perspective, it would literally just look like two people are moving. It wouldn't look like one's got malicious intent. So, nah. It's a nice story, but I don't buy it. That is, not unless you had been peeking through the skylight for the entire trip. Peeking? I'll have you know, I'm a banker from the big city. Why, on my honour as a banker, my memory is crystal clear. My memory of that dreadful scene... God, he's like getting a bit worked up over this. We're not saying anything that bad. If you please, witness. Yes, my lord. Please add what you recall of the scene that you witnessed... Wait, what? What you recall of the scene that you witnessed to your testimony. Alright. Okay, you can count on me. Alright, good. I'll never forget the sight of his hands, both covered in blood after the stabbing. Wait, what? But... Yeah, I was gonna say, that didn't line up. Both hands were covered in blood then? Well, maybe covered is a bit of an exaggeration, but... Anyway, his hands were stained red with blood, both of them, clear as day. I'm sorry, but something seems fishy here. What? These are the gloves which Mr. McGundle was wearing on that night. His gloves. These gloves do have dark stains on them. However, as you can see, only the right glove is stained with blood. What the heck? Ah. Therefore, Mr. Fairplayer, your testimony is nothing short of foul play. Woohoo! This can't be. There's no way. This is an outrage. You're lying, young man. Yep, you've made it clear as day. He really needs to stop stabbing the desk. Mr. Fairplay, if your words were lies, then your entire testimony should be called into question. When you said that you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, was that really the truth? All men make mistakes. You can't accuse everyone of lying. Indeed, it was just one hand, rather than both. Ultimately, the fact that the gloves were bloodstained is unequivocal. However, Mr. Fairplay insisted that he was absolutely sure. It's possible that this witness has been deliberately lying to us. Why must I, a reputable bank clerk of the city, be forced to go through this? Even though I am an upright, innocent gentleman with nothing to hide. That sounds a bit suspicious. Fairplay has supposedly has no reason to lie. But is that really the case? Naruhodo, if you could prove that he does have a reason to lie, I believe the direction of this trial will change entirely. Did I even have a look? I haven't looked at any of the evidence I've gotten. I was hoping I could open it. I imagine that this ledger must hold secrets about all sorts of English gentlemen. I'm not sure if such information should be available to us. Well, it's not like we know any English gentlemen. Other than that great detective, anyway. Could it be? You will not find Sherlock Holmes' name in this book. That aside, let's take a closer look. There we go. Oh great, yeah. This is helpful. Names fill the pages, each one listing yet another gentleman of London. Well, we don't really know if they're gentlemen. I'm wondering if what's-his-face is in this. Not everyone in the Great British Empire is high-born. What's wrong? Look right here, look at this name. Oh! That's not who I meant when I said what's-his-face. Oscar Fairplay. Who's that again? I can't keep these Western names straight. But it is familiar. It's the guy... That's the name of the gentleman on the witness stand at this very moment. Oh, the banker you mean? Why is his name in this book? I see. It's written here that he has an outstanding debt of 20 guineas. The same as the bricklayer. Look like he's due to repay his debt very soon. It may just be a coincidence, but we should take a note of this, just in case. Ah, there we go. Oscar Fairplay's name is on this list of people who have borrowed money from the defendant. The due date is approaching. Interesting. Every time I get new evidence, I should look at it. The fact I don't doesn't... I mean, it's not like it screwed me, but... It just occurred to me then, like, I haven't looked at stuff. Do I have evidence to show that he had reason to forge his testimony? Yes. I mean, now I do. I didn't. Yeah, the customer... ledger. Register. Whatever. My lord. That's what I said. Where's me cursor? What is it, attorney? The defence is ready to present evidence. Evidence? What's that? This witness has reason to lie in his testimony regarding Mr. McGundle. Ooh. Very well. Now I must order the defence to present their next piece of evidence. What evidence will prove that the eyewitness's testimony may have been a lie? Customer ledger. This is Mr. McGundle's account ledger. In other words, a list of people who suffer because of his usury. Among the people who suffer is a name that should be familiar to everyone here. Oscar Fairplay. Oof. What in the world? Witness, did you borrow money from the defendant? Oh, no. I wouldn't go so far as calling it borrowing. You borrowed 20 guineas. That's quite a large sum, isn't it? What the fuck's a guineas? So what? What's the big deal about it? If, by any chance, Mr. McGundle was declared guilty, what might happen to that debt of yours? It would be forgotten. According to the document, this was a private loan from the defendant. Therefore, if the defendant were to receive the death penalty, The contract would be annulled, and Mr. Fairplay's debt would essentially vanish. Ah! Vanish?